A perfect example in the last 12 months was provided by Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson inexplicably turned up in Kiev and scuppered the peace plan which had been initialed in Istanbul in the first few weeks of the war in the Ukraine. All of those dead people could still have been alive. All of that destruction, death and bloodshed could have been avoided. But Boris Johnson, inexplicably at the time, travelled to Kiev and convinced Zelensky that Britain and the countries of the coalition of the killing, the so-called Western countries, even though most of their populations are entirely against the policies of their government, they would back Zelensky if he carried on fighting. So the initial copies of the peace agreement at Istanbul were quietly shelved. And well over 1 million people, getting on for 2 million people, would still be alive today if he had not done that. So why did he do that? Well, we later learned in the course of 2025 that not only one of the main merchants of death in the Ukraine war gave Boris Johnson £1 million sterling, but that Boris Johnson took him on what was effectively a sales trip to Kiev so that he would get even more business in the war.